And the more attractive the female friends that you have, the more comfortable you're going to get in general, right? So if you've learned how to be friends with girls, voila, you're going to be a good boyfriend or a husband. And I think people take that as too extreme of a statement that I don't mean. The reason I think it's the most important part of the relationship is because it's the most unique part of a relationship. It's the defining factor, the distinguishing factor between a friendship and a relationship. A girlfriend or a wife is everything that you have with your best friends, except you have sex with them, right? You don't have sex with your homies. Maybe you kiss them goodnight, right? Or maybe you drunkenly make out with them or give each other a little tug here and then because, you know, you're bros and you love each other. But you're not having sex with your buddies, right? So what if I told you there's actually a way to create a healthy friendship with women that you are genuinely attracted to? You friend zone yourself, or better yet, you friend zone them, right? You purposefully put them in the friend zone. And that's the best way to think about it, because when you're friend zoned, what that really means in all the stories that guys tell of them getting friend zoned is, I tried to do something more than be just friends. You know, I asked her out, or I confessed my love to her, or whatever. And then she said, oh, we work better as friends, or I see you as a brother, and blah, blah, blah. No, this is us putting her in the friend zone, going into the interaction with her. Maybe at the first moment, we're going to try and flirt, but then we see it's not going to work out. So we go, okay, you know what? I'm just going to sidestep this attempt at seduction and instead just create a friendship with this woman. Now, it needs to be genuine, right? This isn't some Jedi mind trick where you go, oh, I'm going to pretend to be her friend, but then, you know, down the line maybe have sex. Because that's what a lot of guys who get friend zoned do, right? And this is why I actually when I talk about why girlfriends shouldn't have guy friends, most guys, and you know this because you're a guy, most guys who are friends with girls, and they can write 1,000 comments on how this is not true, or the girls can write 1,000 comments how it's not true, but you know, because you're a guy, most guys who are friends are just playing the long game. They're just playing the waiting game. And it's a very low value move, because any man who genuinely has value, or has, you know, has a selection of women that would willingly want to be more than just friends with him, wouldn't subject himself purposely to the friend zone. The only exception would be like if this girl's like the hottest girl in his life and he doesn't ever think he can replace her, so he's willing to take that L in the hopes that one day it's going to turn out to be differently, right? But this is something different. We're genuinely going to be friends with women, and it's something that I highly advise that a lot of guys do, because it's going to make your dating life better. It's going to make you understand women better, and you can possibly gain a real friend. However, we will be honest that the friendship will always be a little bit tainted by your attraction for her, right? So it won't be as if a friendship with a man, right? Because the genuine distinction, you know, I tell people like sex is the most important part of a relationship. And I think people take that as too extreme of a statement that I don't mean. The reason I think it's the most important part of the relationship is because it's the most unique part of a relationship. It's the defining factor, the distinguishing factor between a friendship and a relationship. A girlfriend or a wife is everything that you have with your best friends, except you have sex with them, right? You don't have sex with your homies. Maybe you kiss them goodnight, right? Or maybe you drunkenly make out with them or give each other a little tug here and then because, you know, you're bros and you love each other. But you're not having sex with your buddies, right? It's the distinguishing factor between a relationship with a woman you're attracted to, right? So it therefore takes precedence as like the thing that makes the entire point of the relationship. Even a family, if you're having kids, how do you have kids? Talk to your parents if you don't know how that works, right? I'm not going to give you the birds and the bees explanation, right? You shouldn't be watching this channel if you don't understand how that works. It's a very simple logic, but, you know, what's that one quote? You know, it's quite a simple spell, but unbreakable, or I don't know where the fuck it's from, maybe Harry Potter or something.
It's a simple spell, but quite unbreakable.
But it's very simple logic, but it makes a whole fucking lot of sense, right? Okay, so anyways, digression over. We're going to make friends with women that we're attracted to, and we are going to benefit from it. And she's going to benefit from it because we're going to genuinely be her friend, right? Like I said, this is not some mind trick. This is not some long game. Okay, so the first reason why you're going to do this, right? Because, I mean, the way you do it's very simple, right? You just make a friendship with her like you would any guy, right? You might need to clarify that you only want to be friends, right? So you can say something like, you know, hey, let me grab your number. Maybe we could, you know, go out sometime, da-da-da. But hey, just as friends, like, you know, I'm not trying to play some game. Like, you know, I'm just looking for a friend. Just make it uber clear from the very beginning, right? Now, she might still not believe you because there are guys out there who will pretend to be friends, but then they just want to hit. But you should just be honest, right? And whether she believes you or not depends on her level of, skepticism, and then your level of charisma, of whether you can actually express sincere emotions well and make people believe you. Or it'll just happen organically, right? You'll just meet a chick, you'll get her number, and then you'll invite her out to a party, or you'll go have lunch with your friends, be like, hey, I'm gonna go. That's a good way to implicitly communicate to a woman that you only want to be friends with her, is show her, this is a group activity. If I wanted to go on a date with you, it would be a one-on-one thing. Now, something might happen. What'll be funny is you'll try to friend zone women, and then this is one of the lessons that you're going to learn, right? You're going to try to friend zone her, and then she's actually going to become attracted to you because you're purposefully not trying to have sex with her, which is going to alleviate a lot of anxiety around talking to her and flirting with her. So you're actually going to be more attractive around her, right? Like, I learned this lesson when I had a gay best friend back in California. I mean, we're still really good friends, but, we were hanging out a lot more when I was living in California. He was amazing with women, right? I mean, I would say he's more bisexual, but like 85% gay, right? Because he did date a girl, like, genuinely. But he was really good around women. Now, he was a good-looking guy. He was tall. He was in shape. He had good fashion. He was a funny, charismatic person, right? But also, like, he didn't give a fuck because he wasn't really attracted to women, only on very rare occasions. And when we went out to gay bars, however, he would suddenly clam up and just be like just how like a shy guy is around girls, he would be the exact same thing. But then the roles would be reversed, right? When I'm around the girls, I wouldn't be shy because I knew what I was doing, but I would be more shy than someone who was gay because I give a fuck, right? I have skin in the game. I want something out of it. But then when I went to the gay clubs or the gay bars with him, I was like, hey, bro, let's go talk to those dudes, right? Now, these guys were eyeing me up and down like I'm a piece of meat and flirting with me. But then I'm literally just talking to a dude. Like, I could not give 3 fucks about it, right? He would shift to being nervous because he had skin in the game, and then I wouldn't have skin in the game. So I learned how it is to be, like, truly, completely unaffected by that person's attractiveness, because I'm not attracted to them, while they would be seeing me as someone to be attracted to, right? So the same might happen when you are purposefully friend zoning these women. You're going to be attracted to them, right? But if you can really convince yourself, like, I'm only going to be friends, some of your attraction is going to seep through, and you're going to naturally flirt, but you're not going to be, it's not like some expectation or goal in your mind. Like, you're playing a video game just for fun. Well, what's going to happen when you're playing a video game just for fun is you're actually going to naturally become better at it. In the long term, there is benefit to trying hard, right? So don't take this as a never try hard again. People try to sell that as like a get rich quick scheme to get good with girls. Like, just don't care, don't try. They're lying. Anybody who's saying that, they're only saying that as a person who has tried a bunch, and then now they're learning how to minimize their effort, and then that's having an effect on their game. But if you're not good with girls, you're going to have to try, right? So there's going to be girls you're going to be going after. But these women that you're going to be friend zoning are going to be like an exception to the women you're just trying to chase some pussy for. These girls are going to be girls you purposely friend zone, but you're going to organically kind of attract them sometimes because you're not going to be giving a fuck, right? So that's one positive outcome of you friend zoning these women, is that you're going to flirt for free, right? Because you're going to naturally flirt with them. It's just going to happen because you're both heterosexual and you're attracted to her, or if you're not, there's a good chance she's attracted to you. And women become attracted to men mostly because of their personality. I mean, obviously women like good looks, but women are more attracted to personalities. A non-attractive chick is going to have a hard time being attractive to a guy because of her personality, because we're mostly visual. When it comes to sexual preference, women are mostly attracted to the way you act. They do have certain preferences physically, but a guy who she doesn't find attractive, he can just pull out some fucking wicked charisma or be really funny or really smart in a not like annoying nerdy way, in like a cool suave way, and she could change her mind completely about the guy, right? So at some point there's going to be some attraction that will develop, and there will be this like safe flirting, right? It's flirting without too much risk because you're friend zoning them in your mind. So that's the first positive benefit of friend zoning women. Then the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to become comfortable around girls, right? So the way that I learned how to become comfortable with women was actually pretty early on. I think it was 7th or 8th grade. And there was a day at our school, at our middle school, where we had to switch the school lunch tables that we would normally sit at. Like, it was just like a fun day, like opposite day or something, right? They were just like, hey, sit at a table that you normally wouldn't sit at. And so I went and sat at the girls' table. They were like the girls in all my classes, and I knew them, but I wasn't really like close to them. And I just walked up to them, and I think it was, I don't think there was any like big courage in my mind. I think it was just very natural. Like, I remember they said it, and I just saw the girls' table, and I was like, well, you know, why not? And I went and sat down. They're like, hey, Hector. And I'm like, can I sit with you guys for this day? And they're like, sure. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And I think it helped that I wasn't really a sexual option at that age. Right? I was a late bloomer when it came to puberty. I was very shy. I was a bit nerdy. I was a little bit of the class clown, but not so much. So I was very safe. So I don't think they really had a problem like, oh, he's going to use this as a chance to get in with us, right? And they were happy to have me there. And there was one girl actually who like became like my first semi-girlfriend. And I think that this actually helped to be sitting at this table, right? But that was down the road. I didn't know she had a crush on me. Apparently it was super obvious to all the girls, and then they had to like tell me like, you know, she has a crush on you, right? And I was like, duh, what? But I sat with them that day, and then I just kept coming back, and they had no problem with it. Like, I'll get my lunch and go sit with them. And I would just listen to the women talk, right? So this is actually another benefit, right? It's 2 lessons in 1. So you're going to get comfortable around them, right? But you're also going to learn how women really feel and think. Women are not the same as men. You know, I'm not interested in a political discussion, right? It's just simply the truth. Women don't feel and think the same as men. I mean, we're all humans and we're all sentient beings, so we share a lot of things in common. But women fundamentally are different than men in the way that they approach things, in the way that they communicate, in the way that they think, okay? They have usually fundamentally different values. They have different goals and different means to achieve their goals. So you want to sit around and learn how women think differently. The way that they communicate about what's going on in their life is usually a lot more detailed and a lot more holistic and a lot more circular or web-like might be the better way to think about it. Like, men a lot of times think linearly and women think in webs. I even remember this in university. There was this husband and wife who were both philosophy professors. The male philosophy professor would teach logic, like syllogisms and proofs, the classical way, like the way from ancient Greece and the way that most people do logic. But then if you went into the woman's class, she would teach logic in like these circles and Venn diagrams to show like connections between things, whereas the guy would just set up like A is B, B is C, therefore A is C, you know, transitive property, syllogism, all these proofs, A, X. Like, he would teach it mathematically, whereas the woman would teach it, I mean, she understood it mathematically, but for her, she understood it better in this more Venn diagram-y, associative kind of way, right? So women think more in webs. If you've ever heard a woman tell a story, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is this person and this person. Oh yeah, and this person I know from here did. And so they spend 5 minutes giving you a backstory on this person. It has relevance, right? But they want you to understand every little detail, because for them, every little detail is important, and they're right. Right? This is why women are much better at socializing than men, because the things they care about actually do matter when it comes to socializing. So by sitting around with these women at this lunch table, well, girls, you know, none of us were adults even close at that point, right? But women still communicate in the same way as 12-year-old girls at a lunch table, right? So I became like a student of the way that women communicated. And I just absorbed it naturally. I wasn't, I mean, I was paying attention and I was interested, but it wasn't like I was writing down notes. I was just kind of passively absorbing the way that they communicated and listening and watching and paying attention. And, you know, what do they talk about? What do they care about? You know, what do most of their discussions revolve around? So when you start to have female friends, you're going to passively get comfortable with them, because the more you spend time doing something, the more comfortable you get doing it. The first time you go to the gym, it's going to suck. The first couple months are going to suck. But after 6 months to a year, it's just going to become a normal thing. And even if you take a break and come back to it, you've spent a year getting comfortable with it. You know what machines you need. You know generally what exercises you need to do. You know your limits. You know when you're putting too much weight or too little weight. And you start to become comfortable with your own body and what its limits are and what things you're good at and what things you're not good at. So when you're spending time around women, you're going to be more comfortable just in general with women, right? Because as a general rule, women are typically not very comfortable around men, and men are not very comfortable around women because of that underlying sexual tension that makes us have skin in the game and expectations and fears. You're going to get comfortable with girls, and the more attractive the female friends that you have, the more comfortable you're going to get in general, right? So if you hang around girls that you think are pretty, you're going to get comfortable with girls that are pretty, but girls who are really beautiful are still going to intimidate you. But if you start having female friends who are like, in your opinion, your preference of like super beauty, right? The hottest girls that you think exist, well, then when it's time for you to actually go and approach girls on that level regarding your preference of what you like in women, petite women, tall women, thicker women, skinnier women, big asses, little ass, big tits, I don't know. Well, you've been around that chick 1,000 times before. She just has a little bit of a different look and maybe a little bit of a different personality or skin color or speaks a different language, but you've been around girls like her before. So you're comfortable. Well, that's going to make you flirt better, talk better, charm better, and fuck better. So you're going to get comfortable, and you're also going to learn generally just how women fucking interact with each other and how they act and how they think and how they talk, which is going to make you a better seducer because you're going to learn how to listen to women better. You're going to learn how to communicate with women better. You're going to learn what kind of language they need to be spoken in, right? Men can be spoken to in different ways and they get it, and women need to be approached in generally a different way. And it's also going to make you a better boyfriend or a husband. Because, of course, you should be friends with even girls that you only spend one night having sex with, but you know, when you're having a short-term relationship or a middle-term or longer-term relationship, as that develops into a relationship on that level, you're going to need to have a friendship with her, right? Because a wife, like I said, it's a friendship, but it's also built upon the distinguishing factor is sex, right? But there still is also that friendship there, right? So if you've learned how to be friends with girls, voila, you're going to be a good boyfriend or a husband because you're going to already have that I know how to be friends with a girl, and what that entails differently than just a friend with a man because of the way that women communicate. It's going to make you understand them better, right? And then one fun extra credit that's going to happen because of your friendship with women. And like I said, you are genuinely trying to have friendships with these women, right? So it should be, what I mean by that, maybe I have to spell it out, is that, when that person needs you, you're going to be there for them. If that person is in trouble, financially, you're willing to help them out, or, you sometimes pay for lunch, or you invite them out to group activities, like do what friends do, right? So all of the integrity and virtues that you apply to your male friendships, you need to be applying it to your female friendships, right? You should be treating them all equally on that level. But a fun little perk of having female friends, especially if they're attractive, is that other women are going to see that you are friends with women. And that's going to give you pre-selection. It's called pre-selection. It's like being pre-approved for a credit card. Other women are going to see that other beautiful, attractive women are comfortable around you. So you have something that makes them comfortable and enjoy being around you. So that's going to already pique their interest and kind of pre-approve you for their credit card. They're going to be, okay, he has some credit. He has something to him. So it's going to make, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt and give you like an initial level of credit of attraction. Like, okay, you know what? This guy maybe has something. Now, once you interact with the girl, you actually have to pull it off. If you see some hair flying around, I can see it in the light. You might not see it. It's because I'm playing with my cat. Nana, you want to say hi to the camera? Say hello? Yep. This is one of my best female friends. Is Nana. Hi, Nana. Can I show you? So, I have her as my one of my best friends, and then, if pretty girls were to come around me, they'd be like, ooh, he's got this gorgeous girl as a friend. So, maybe he's kind of cool. He can have cool, pretty hot girlfriends. And I'm a pretty hot, cool girl, and then maybe I'm going to get along with him. So Nana is going to help me get some bitches, right? Exactly. Okay, so pre-selection. you know, you go out to a party or the club or, you know, whatever. I don't know. You're walking with your hot female friend on the street and some hot chick walks by you and it's like, oh shit. Because she's going to think, like, is that his girlfriend? Is that his fuck buddy? Is that just his friend? But then you're going to be like, hey, best friend, wait a second. I want to go climb inside some vajayjay. Okay, best friend, good luck. And you're going to turn around and go approach that chick. And she's going to be like, oh, hi, how are you? She's going to be more open to you because, you know, she has fucking eyes. She was paying attention. And then she's going to be like, is that your girlfriend? Be like, no, it's my friend. She'll be like, oh my God, he has hot friends. Like, he must be really cool. Like, da-da-da. Most guys are just trying to get in pussy. Like, he's actually a cool guy, da-da-da. And then she's going to let you in the pussy, right? So it's a cool perk of having female friends. And then the last super extra credit of having female friends is it's going to show you exactly why, if you have a girlfriend, you shouldn't, you know, it normally isn't very cool for her to have male friends. And you're going to learn exactly why when you have female friends, because you're going to see the interactions that you have with female friends. Even though there is that platonic barrier, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So go out and make some female friends and have fun with it. Be a genuine friend, give genuine value in that friendship, just like you would with anyone else. If you're not, well, that means you're just a shitty fucking friend. It doesn't really matter if she's a man or a woman. So be a better friend. And yeah, you're going to get all these perks. I highly advise this for guys who are new to dating because you just don't have any social skills, right? If I just tell you to go out and start approaching women, it's a good way to learn. It's going to be very rough though. So while you're doing that, while you're learning how to go approach women, you should probably really find some female friends and get comfortable around women and hang out with them, go to lunch with them, you know, spend time with them, talk to them, learn, you know, what makes them tick. Be a good friend too. It'll teach you how to become a good friend. But you need to get comfortable with women in general, and having female friends is going to help. It's something that I did. It's something that I always did. And it helped a lot, actually. I think I underestimated just how big of an impact it had on my progression with dating skills in general. So highly advise it. And yeah, so if you like my wisdom and you like the way that I teach and you think I can offer you something, I do have some courses that you can find in the description. I have a college book that teaches you a lot about social circle and making friends and dealing with your reputation. Even if you're not in college, it's a very useful book. And it's funny as shit and very well written. I'll be working on a second edition very soon, but the first edition is very good. So you can check that out in the description below. I have a course on how to approach girls out, you know, in your daily life. Like if you walk past a really beautiful woman on the street, how to go and talk to her and not be weird, and, you know, talk to her for 3 to 5 minutes maximum and get her phone number and set up some dates. It's the best way to meet women, and I highly advise it. It's called Meet Girls Everywhere. And then I also have a texting book that you can check out in the description. It's useful for everything, online dating or just texting a girl that you did meet on the street or texting your female friend. It'll help. It helps with just texting people in general too, not just girls you want to have sex with. So check that out in the description. And then if you're interested in coaching one-on-one with me, there is a consultation link that you can sign up for in the description. And we can have a 10-minute chat and see if coaching is right for you. And yeah, so Hector Castillo, girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Me and Nana are saying goodbye. She's saying goodbye to me. So love you. Go fuck yourself. Have a good day. Ciao.